What's going on? My name is Scott, owner and founder of the Consultants Accelerator, and today I'm going to explain how we are currently using conversational AI to book clients' leads onto sales calls completely hands-free. Now, before we get into it, I first wanted to compare and contrast the differences between a human setter and an AI setter. And for preface, when I say AI setter or AI agent, I am not talking about some crappy chatbot or some plug and play system that really has only one objective. The benefits of these AI is it's literally like a human as far as the conversation goes and how we program it to where it has robust thinking, can think on the fly, and you can really just try to confuse it or push it to the limits, but it is a lot more resilient than any chatbot that's currently out there. Now, just to run down the list of typically something you'd see with a human setter, first off, they can only converse with one lead at a time, and they're constrained to their particular working hours. So if they only work a couple hours a day, then they'll only get DMs sent within that time frame. Secondly, they're prone to human error. Humans make mistakes, of course, especially if there's a language barrier or there's an issue in training in which you got to spend more time to teach your setter, be like, hey man, I don't like the way this sounded, or the way you approached this wasn't correct. And conversely, with an AI, this is never the issue because once it's trained and once it's programmed, then it understands its objective indefinitely. The next issue with human setters, they're costly and time intensive because let's be real. With an appointment setter, it's very much a side gig. So you're going to deal a lot with turnover rate. Turnover rate's a big thing with appointment setting because it's just a way to make some quick money. And it has become very popular also in third world countries as a way to make a quick buck and for business owners to also kind of cut costs. But what ends up happening also is that you're getting what you pay for. And unfortunately, it's low quality sales fulfillment systems that really hurts conversions overall. You essentially have to continue to manage your own DMs as someone else is texting for you. So it really just becomes a gray area. Like, is it actually worth hiring a human setter to do it for you? And at what point are they going to quit, either because they're not getting paid enough, or maybe they got another job opportunity, or they actually found a real job other than, being a side hustle appointment setter. And this is really no hate on appointment setters in general. Basically, what I'm trying to say is the future is now, and appointment setting is a dying industry. A year from now, 2 years from now, there's not going to be nearly enough volume of appointment setters to meet the demand because things like AI are going to be taking that spot. So this is really also your chance to get on the ground floor and leverage the new technology that's out for a fraction of the cost for a human setter, either on commission basis or if you get them on an hourly rate. Now, moving into the benefits of an AI appointment setter, first off, they're available 24/7. They respond instantly and reliably. What I even do, especially if I'm integrating an AI that takes the persona of one of my clients, pretends to be them, then I'll set it up on a couple minute delay so it looks like they actually took the time to type it out. So it seems a lot more genuine and that like an actual person went in and was having the conversation with that lead. The next awesome benefit of the AI is that it literally books calls and can distribute links completely on autopilot without any human interaction. So from start to finish, if you got a lead coming in inquiring through the DMs, then the AI is capable of probing pain points, explaining how solutions to your services tie into those pain points, and then can drop a booking link for the lead to book onto a sales call, as I'll show here in a second. Now, the best part about AI as well is that this is significantly cheaper than hiring a human setter, especially if you're looking into hiring like a human setter that's in your country or AKA someone that isn't in a third world country. It can definitely be a lot more costly to go with a human. But honestly, that being said, even with someone in a third world country, when you consider commissions and really calculate everything when it's all said and done, AI is overall cheaper and you don't have to deal with the issue of high turnover rate because once it's integrated, once it's built, it's theoretically just an indefinite system, 24/7, 365. And the absolute best edge that this AI setter really does offer is the capability to one, manage infinite conversations, and two, keep track of follow-ups on all of those theoretical infinite conversations. What do I mean by that? So let's say your AI is conversing with 300 leads compared to a human setter that also is trying to converse with those 300 leads. I'm willing to bet that the human setter lets a few of those leads fall through the cracks and forgets to get back to them. Whereas with an AI, that's impossible. It's a machine. It has an exact log of each lead it's talking to and a time parameter with that. So it knows when a follow-up sequence must be triggered and follow up with the lead. I can't tell you how many clients I've booked onto sales calls or how many leads I've re-sparked because of these follow-up sequences. Especially if you're doing a post-booking follow-up after a link is dropped, it really helps to get leads convinced to really get on that call or really buy into whatever you're selling. So now that you know some of the basics about the difference between an AI appointment setter and a human appointment setter and why AI is going to be taking over this industry, I wanted to touch a little bit on what sets us apart. I know what you're probably thinking. Is he using ManyChat? Is he using the new Meta integration for AI? Is he using the Go High Level plug and play AI? The answer is no. For lack of a better word, all those systems are extremely elementary because oftentimes they only are able to teach them one objective. You can't do follow-up sequences. You can't fully teach the AI the scope of your business model or what you're going for, and there's no such thing as lead management with an AI at that low of level. And I don't want to come off like I'm talking out of my ass and saying I use ManyChat or I use any of these secretly. We use exactly what we preach. We are currently using this AI model within our DMs, the same AI model that we're building for other clients. The best part is every single build is unique, but I love the beauty in that because it allows us to custom tailor each specific AI to our client's business model, their persona, their impressions, how they talk, and the overall objective. So some of my clients are coaches, real estate coaches, fitness coaches, things like that, in which they rely on booking people onto sales calls. But some of my other clients, they have other means of getting leads and doing things with that leads that may not be sales calls. It may be a direct booking link. It may be a direct link to buy something, download an app. What I'm getting at here is the opportunities are truly endless with how you can frame the bot to be complementary on your business model. But the truth is, if you have a platform and have something to sell, there's room for an AI to be integrated there. All right, so enough of the theory talk. This is a skeleton of a typical conversational AI workflow that will occur on your DMs and through your Instagram account or Facebook account, whichever one. We can integrate on both, and we can even do SMS for conversational AI as well. But a typical use case for a lot of our clients will be on the Instagram platform. So let's say you are running paid ads and you're also having organic traffic. Organic traffic meaning story posts, reels, you got people commenting, you got organic DMs coming in. Coupling these two together is an absolute killer. That being said though, if you only run ads, the AI still works perfectly, as I'll show here in a bit. Or if you only do organic traffic, maybe you're scared of getting into ads or you don't have the money to put up for ads yet, you can still very much leverage an AI to pull leads out of the weeds and spark in conversation with them and try to actually convert them. So just to kind of walk through this, let's say you got a couple of both. You're doing some organic traffic and you're running ads. The idea, it's an inbound system in which you want to push leads to DM you, comment, or reply to your story, in which the AI takes over off of a trigger word. However, we are also able to configure it so if you get a new follower through the door, you can shoot a quick welcome message to them and tag the AI onto them. Or if you see a hot lead, but they haven't really messaged you before and you want to make that first encounter, you can do that and then go in and tag the AI. So from then on, it's on autopilot. Honestly, the best of both worlds is where you got organic traffic and people naturally talking to AI, and these are going to be your hotter leads because they reached out first. But then you can even one-up it and also tag additional people like followers that may not be in the full scope of wanting to be sold yet, but you can start pushing them in that direction. It's really up to you. Once again, the best part of this is that it's very customizable. Every single build that I've ever done has always been different from the last. And I like it that way because it's not a plug and play model. Again, this isn't ManyChat where you're building one little structure and that's it. Anyways, so assuming a user DMs, let's go with that example. They DM a trigger word. Then the automation will take over. It'll distribute that lead magnet or whatever that welcome opener is, given that that trigger word is satisfied. And then immediately the AI will take over that conversation. And right when that happens, we also pull that leads data into a backend contact list for additional outreach. The main benefit of why this trumps any sort of AI tool that's out right now at a basic level like ManyChat or like Meta Assistant is for this reason. It's because we also couple a backend CRM with our AI services at no extra charge. It's just part of what you're getting with us. And so with this backend lead contact list, we're able to do additional outreach methods, like we're able to run an email list, we're able to run an SMS list, and we also use these contact lists for lead management for KPIs as well. So we make sure that we're profitable. We make sure that the AI is hitting the quotas of how many people it should be talking to, or if we notice it's not reaching out to enough people or we're not getting enough leads to the door, we're able to see where the data is coming from, where the numbers are coming from, and how we can go about fixing that so we're able to boost conversions. And so typically with some of our clients, so once we pull in a contact list, we'll run an email list as well or help them out run an email list. And we'll typically have, a direct booking link in there too to hopefully get them on a sales call. And then you can either have an SMS list to send out, events or a newsletter, but you could also even plug in a conversational AI to SMS as well. Yeah, going back up to the AI actually conversing. Of course, everyone is different with how the conversational flow is going to go, but the general structure that seems to work very well is probing for pain points, asking questions. Make sure to always ask a leading question to keep the conversation alive. Especially with leads that are a lot more dry, it's important that these questions are asked to make sure the conversation is still moving in the right direction towards that final objective. And then this loop here is just like I was saying, anytime the conversation dies, they get hit with a follow-up to ensure that we try to keep sparking that conversation and push them towards the objective of booking a call, then eventually a sales call, cash collected. So just for preface, this is a business model write-up that I wrote out for one of my clients. But what I wanted to show here is specifically the fact that we had the AI differentiate and qualify leads. So as you can see here, we had one section where any lead that's qualified gets the actual high ticket offer, sales call, and then hopefully cash collected on that high ticket offer. But any lead that was disqualified gets pushed into the downsell offer, still cash collected, but just on a lower ticket offer to still maximize the amount of profit we're making. And the reason I bring this up is because this is a very smart way to really just maximize your availability to deliver to clients, but also make sure that you're getting the most money possible. Here with this lead, this is like a brick and mortar business, and they were running ads and trying to get leads to book a sales call to buy a boat. But on any lead that maybe didn't have the finances for it, or maybe they were too young to afford a boat or something, we have a downsell on some apparel. But it's cool because this could also very well, like with one of my other clients, he's an online coach, but if they can't afford his coaching services, he's got a downsell for his app that's like $40 a month. So he's still maximizing the conversions that way as well. All right, so now we can actually get into some of the conversational flow. So just for preface here, this client of mine is launching a masterclass, or they had launched a masterclass for financial literacy. And basically the idea was they were running ads and they were getting leads coming in, DMing the word stock or commenting on the ad, the word stock. And then we were sending in the masterclass link, but then immediately sparking a conversation to see any pain points they may have or convince them as to why this masterclass is a solution to some of their investing problems, some of their financial issues. So I'm not going to read through here, but you can go through and read it. And what I want you to note is the point that AI successfully handles any question. A big issue worth noting also is that a lot of these AIs that are out there right now, going back to some of the elementary ones, they cannot handle double, triple, quadruple text. And that's a big flaw because obviously a normal person is capable of reading through several different blocks of text and outputting one coherent reply. But what you'll find with a lot of these is like they'll take each individual text bubble and reply to it directly. But that can end up being problematic because basically it'll run this first string of text and it'll reply directly to that without any context on the next one. Furthermore, what I'm getting at is that we're capable of handling double, triple, quadruple text and allowing the AI to spit out one coherent reply so it doesn't seem weird or automated. We're essentially building an illusion that there is actual person behind the scenes talking and taking that persona of the user or whoever you would like the persona to be and making it as human as possible so they don't feel like they're just some number in a grain of sand, but they're rather like a lead that's genuinely getting the time taken to converse with. And especially with some of my bigger clients that have a few 100,000 followers, this goes great because a lot of people are like, wow, this guy has all these followers and he's taking the time to talk to me. So moving through here, as you can see, we have it dishing out a link for credibility. And this is separate from the link sent over here. Here's the actual booking link. So again, AI is capable of handling any sort of links, several of them for that matter. Here we're dropping credibility to show that this guy, Shashank, is an actual genuine investor and he knows what he's talking about. And then we even have it so where if they ask for some more specifics, the AI sends out some screenshots of some of his financial plays he made to show that, like, he walks the walk and you should join his masterclass to learn what he's talking about. Even here we have, be like, hey, can you resend that link? Boom, link resent. So that's basically a front end version, but I wanted to show you the back end version here. So this is like the back end CRM to show some results here. So we didn't track financial numbers on here, like how much cash was collected, because we had a different CRM for that on the client's end. But I'll show you a different example where we're tracking it on the spot here. But what I wanted to note, as you can see, we've got about 300 users that are caught up talking to the AI. This was in 2 days. 2 days, we spent 200 USD to get this. This is one of my clients that lives in India. That being said, they spent like 16,000 rupees, but that converts to 200 USD, and we're able to get these numbers. Just to kind of run you through, so any lead that got moved into one of these deeper pipelines gets removed from this one. So there's one unique lead in each of these rows, basically. We had some leads that commented the keyword. Most of them DM'd the keyword here, right? Now, of these leads, in general, 300 leads, we converted 32 of them. And again, in 2 days, we converted 32 leads onto the masterclass. And then the great part of the masterclass, also just get a little sidetrack, is they do an upsell as well. So there's a lot of money on the table from this 2-day ad campaign. So the 14 leads that are here and the 198 that are here are the ones that commented and DM'd, but maybe didn't talk to AI after. It doesn't mean that they didn't book in. They still received the link. But the majority of that 32 leads comes from this group right here. Now, it says only 6 people confirmed sign up because these are 6 people that explicitly said after they already booked in, they texted back to the bot, hey, I booked in, just letting you know. But in reality, once most people book in, they're not going to go back to the AI and be like, hey, I just booked in. But that being said, so we have about 80 people that were talking to the AI. 10 of those people had credibility shown. And also of these 6 people, they also had credibility shown, as in the profit loss statement and some of those screenshots to prove, his competency. So of those 32 people, they came from this mixed bag of 80 people that were actually talking to the AI. So it really just goes to show how it's able to drive conversions. And then another great way of doing ad campaigns this way as well is that instead of doing a direct link where someone may look at it, then close out of Safari and it's never seen again, this way they click on it and they have forever a log within the DMs with that link that they can go back on, especially when you now consider follow-up sequences that take place. Then they're like, oh snap, it's a reminder about that link that's in their inbox. So that's just kind of to show the back end of how we were able to convert 32 people off of generating 300 leads off of only a 2-day, $200 campaign. So these next few people I'm going to show are some of my online fitness trainers. This first one is a great example of a lead that was asking for some genuine advice in the DMs. And I just wanted to show the AI had general competency in the subject matter and was able to actually provide a bit of insight about training. And what this did for the coach, he was able to show the lead that he had competency in the subject, and it pushed the lead to actually go through and book a call here, right? So as you can see, they talked back and forth, calendar link was dropped, and then bet booked in. And then so in a situation like this, kind of going back to, if a lead explicitly says in the DMs, then we're able to organize that. But yeah, calendar link is dropped. We confirmed the booking. And this was just a quick, seamless conversation, straight to the point. We had like a couple minute delays between this. So it was just ping ponging back and forth and we booked this lead. Now on to this next conversation. Here we had a story reply where people were swiping up, voting on a story A, B, C, D. And then we have a trigger word set up. Mind you, also, we set up trigger words to assume that people are going to, what if they do lowercase or what if they do a dot or something like that. We have ways to compensate and make sure that the full scope of what they may accidentally do as far as a user input standpoint still triggers the AI. But anyway, as you can see here, so this coach has a pretty strict booking script as far as he needs to make sure that this lead is genuine. So before I started working with him, when he was in the DMs himself, he would be like, in the next 12 weeks, what are you looking to achieve? Or on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you or how committed are you? Just because he doesn't want to work with people that aren't very confident or aren't very motivated, and he wants to make sure that the sales calls are with qualified leads. So as you can see here, we just basically hammer in qualification questions with the leads. And, you'll notice that there's constantly a leading question at the end to drive the conversation in the right direction. And this is really also to help with leads that are really dry. But yeah, as you can see here, I'm not going to go through and read it, but we're able to book the lead here on the sales call, drop that link, confirmed the booking, bada bing, bada boom. And I'm going to show one more of this guy as well. This was another story reply, one we did like yesterday or the day before. So it's a similar conversation flow once again, but I wanted to show here is the objection handle that he had. A lead's like, nah, I'm kind of skeptical, scammy, I'm not sure about all this. He's able to objection handle that. So some of the most common objection handlers that we actually configure are usually associated around price or skepticism on the actual services at hand. So it's great to have an AI that's capable of thinking on its feet, tying in what's already been said to the solution or the goal of the user itself, and explaining how booking a call or getting to that objective, whatever your services may be. AI knows that and really helps drive conversions by speaking as if it were you. So this next piece of results that I wanted to show you. So before I showed you ad traffic, and this is exclusively ads that we were running. So on this CRM we have here, it ties into some of the conversations I just showed you, but this is an organic look. No ads had been run yet. That being said, we're getting to ads with this client and then we're going to just start cooking. But this is off 1 week also. We went live with this client last week. I want to say like 8 days ago at this point. But this is just a perfect look to show really how fast you can ramp this thing up if you're doing everything properly. So this client posted a couple reels with some CTAs, had a lead magnet for leads to comment, be like, hey, and then he'd send over a little training video. And then he was also sending some welcome messages, tagging the AI onto it, and then just letting it run. So as you can see, we got over 300 active conversations. And of these 300 active conversations, we've had several get the booking link. It's not just 7. These are 7 that had just gotten the booking link. But any one of these 13 that booked an actual appointment also, of course, received that as well. And the reason I set out this differentiator here, so anyone that's actively talking to the AI gets one segment of follow-ups that's usually a little more chill, like, hey, just bumping this up. Hey, wanted to make sure my last message didn't get lost in your DMs. Hey, want to circle back on this, something like that, right? But assuming the booking link has been sent, that means that that lead has been an active conversation for a while and they're a warm lead for sure. In which case we hit them with a little bit more of an intensive follow-up. After that booking link is sent, within like 2 hours, hey, did you book in? Just wanted to check in. And then hit them with another follow-up like the next day. Hey, just wanted to follow up, see if you're able to book in yet. I can't tell you how many times this post booking link drop follow-up sequence gets people to actually book in. Oftentimes it's people that just forgot about it. Maybe they went to work and they're like, oh snap, man. Yeah, sorry, I'll book in right now. So in this offer, the coach is doing a $2,500 offer. So in a matter of 8 days, we were able to book $32,000 in potential revenue of clients that we booked onto a sales call. And going back to the downsell, so anyone that's in the lead not closed section is anyone that said they didn't have the money for it or they weren't very interested and they were already objection handled. Anytime someone immediately shuts down the bot or says like, nah, or it's just too much money, the bot does not give up there. It objection handles. It asks why. It tries to figure out maybe there's a solution there. It's just sales in its finest. You don't always take no for an answer up front. And especially when you're at scale like this, we're trying to get booked appointments. So that being said, any lead that explicitly after maybe a couple more conversations, like, nah, I really just can't do it, they get put in this lead not closed section, but they don't end there. We downsell them. Anyone that's in this section also got hit with the paid app. And then anyone in the app link section is just someone that exclusively inquired about that app. So it's just a nice way to increase a bit of revenue, even on someone that may be considered a dead lead. If you got any way to downsell them, even if it's a school community, with some of my clients, we're downselling with the school community. Oh yeah, just $10 to join or something like that, right? Just another way to get leads to the door. And who knows, maybe this downsell may turn into an upsell on your main offer anyway. So just for one last look, this is a little bit of a case study on my account personally. I got DM me the word blueprint, and then I send over a lead magnet here, send over that lead magnet, and the AI takes over. So, as you can see here, it's just like clockwork, books them onto a sales call. And then down here, it's the same thing. So this is more with a lead that had some significant questions to answer, like what's your ad strategy? What's a DM ad? What's this? What's that? So as long as we configure the business model in the back end, the AI understands everything. And of course, it has general knowledge on basic things, like it's not stupid. But as far as understanding your business model and digesting everything and being able to successfully output it and explain it on a dime is perfect and exactly what the AI is capable of doing in booking sales calls like this. So going back to the CRM, as I explained, so once we get a lead to inquire, they get put into our backend contact list. So another great way we can also do data collection is by the AI explicitly asking for their email or explicitly asking for their phone number. So my company also helps with landing pages, setting up simple data collection, middleman pages. So like for instance, if you click on this lead magnet video of mine, you're not going to get that video immediately. It's first going to take you through a data collection sequence, and then I'll hit you with an email sequence. But it just goes to show the opportunities are endless. And I'm not at all trying to overwhelm with something like this. I'm more so trying to broaden your scope of what your business model could truly be capable of if you did an AI integration. Not even like this with email lists, but just something as simple as a conversational AI to help drive conversions and actually get results like this that you're seeing here. Actually be capable of consistently booking leads, consistently getting leads to the door and getting them warmed, followed up on, and hopefully closed into a paying client. All right, y'all, that's all from me. If you have any questions, DM me on Instagram. I'm going to leave my Instagram link down below. I'm also going to leave my booking link down below in case you want to schedule a strategy session and see how we can integrate an AI appointment setter and backend CRM system like this into your DMs and take you to the next level with strategy. One more thing, I like to give a guarantee for all my clients. If you're currently above $3,000 in monthly recurring revenue, I can guarantee an additional $10,000 in added revenue over the next 90 days of working with me. And if I don't get you that added $10,000 in revenue, you don't pay. But yeah, that's all for me. If you're interested to hear more, book down below.